What is up, everyone? Welcome back. Today I am building props in the military base, and this is after the Ill-Gotten Gains update part 2. So today, um, not really any trick, it's just an unrestricted area, also the airport. Um, Show you guys how to do dynamic props, turn any 20 props into dynamic props. Also, I'll go over a little bit of a review. Most of the old techniques are back. Um, so some of the ones from the creator video I did from part one are not needed anymore, or not used or anything. And I'm going to do a two-part series. This is going to be the race creator one, and I'm going to do a one for the death matches and last team standing and captures. Uh, First one here, just got a ramp, and I got the new coil brawler. And a dynamic ramp. And I'm going to show you guys how to build this today after we go exit this test. And you can see that the ramp goes back up, and then when you test it again, you can drive through it. And you can do this with virtually almost any prop, up to 20 of them. And you can see you can place checkpoints anywhere in the military base. Um, you can build the ramps again. Um, Even in the hangars, the airport, you can build races now. You can even place props and checkpoints up on top of the, go to a smaller prop here like the cement bag. You can see it's able to place even in the hangars, the other hangar. If I go over to the airport, I'll go in the airport down here. And you can see I'm on the runway. I can place props. Um, The only thing I noticed was in the, you can even place them on the airplanes now. Uh, Up on top of all the buildings, so some good neat ideas for some motorcycle parkour ones. Just a lot of possibilities. What I noticed is the hangar is restricted to props, but you can place checkpoints in there. So you can still get a checkpoint to place in there. But other than that, virtually the whole airfield's all yours for props and checkpoints, along with the military base. I'm going to go ahead and go back up to the military base and show you guys how to do this dynamic prop deal. Okay, this is the one I built with dynamic, and you can actually see on my little mini map, they're in light purple, so that's showing that it's a dynamic prop. These are the normal uh, purple, which are just normal ramps, how we always stack them. Uh, Here I got kind of a ramp belt. The interesting thing about this one is I did have the medium ramps down, and then I put the green ones over top, and they started disappearing. Um, some suggestions on building the or using the dynamic props. Um, Maybe try to put your dynamic props in before you start your race and build your main ramps. Um, Definitely save a lot, or check your work before you save. Um, some of the things is what happens is, if you notice, I got 5 out of 20 dynamic props and 12 out of 100 normal props. When I do this technique or glitch to make the real props dynamic, it tends to take one of the real props if the number's higher, meaning right now there's 12 props and only 5 dynamic, so it's taking the fifth prop number and turning it, or deleting it out. So I'll show you, like, say for example, I want to place buses. The way you would do this is you'd place a bus down by hitting X, then you hit square to pick it up. Now, you go over to dynamic, just put down a dynamic prop, pick it back up, see it goes to a container. And the reason is it's taking a container from somewhere. So if I put that one back down, like I said, this is definitely tricky, but I'm going to show you. You want to start by putting these dynamic props. We'll go to the bus one more time. I'll put it down, hit square to delete it, but it's still there. And then when I put a dynamic down, pick it back up, I keep getting the green container, because that's actually prop number 6. So is what I'm going to do is start deleting out my props. And you can see I have 8. I'm going to go ahead and delete this one out, delete this one out, delete this one out. Now, you see I have 5 dynamic props and 4 normal props. So, now is what I'm going to do is go back to this bus, and is what I want is this is the actual prop I want to make dynamic. All I need is the category. So I'm going to place a bus down and then just hit square to delete it. Now, when I go to dynamic, I'll place one down, pick it back up, and I'm in my bus category. So any prop I want to make dynamic in this wreckage category will be dynamic. If I switch the category, it will make the prop normal. So I can actually lay down a wrecked bus. I can spin these. You can see they're in light purple. I can switch to a bus. I can switch to a car. I can actually elevate them. So I'm going to go over here, elevate this, and then put another one, and put another one down. You see all these are in light purple. Now, if I switch the category and then come back, you can see this one's in purple. So all these are dynamic, and this is the real one. So I'm going to go ahead and do a test, show you guys how this works. Now the one to the left here, this is a real bus. So I smack into it. But all these, the cars are a little heavier so they don't move as much. But all these buses do. So right there shows you how to get that. And if I want to do another prop, like I got all these. So let's say I want to do go for a tree. So is what I would do. Let's go to the bushes category. Just place down a bush by hitting X. Hit square to unplace it or delete it, and then while I'm in that category, I go over to dynamic, place down a barrel, pick it back up, and see my bush category come up, or trees, rocks, and trees. So that's what I do. I don't switch the category, but I can pick any prop from this category, and it's dynamic. So I'm going to go with a big tree and place that down, and I'll even put let's say a rock. So you can see they're both in light purple. Now, how I had my buses before, if I go over to wreckage and put one over here, you can see that's a real prop because I switched the category. So I'm going to go ahead and run a test here. You can see the rock does move. It is a solid object. And the tree just falls over like a feather pretty much, and they'll roll around. And you can see this is a real bust there. So that's the rules um, for the dynamic. If you have more props placed down than you do dynamic, it's going to switch your props. So basically just do all your dynamic props first, save, check your work. Sometimes if you save and then come out, or test it and then come out of a test, you'll notice random props just appearing. You can delete those out. That didn't happen in this case, but sometimes it will. So you got to really plan these jobs out and be patient with it. Okay, now I'm going to show you the ramps. The techniques with the ramps are back. So I'm going to go ahead and I put this checkpoint down when I started placing the ramps, so that is going to be squared up with the ramps I already have. I'm going to go ahead and get these buses out of the way, and then all I do is I switch over to my small ramps, place one down, pick it up. The timing seems a little tighter than it was last time, but I am a little rusty from using the technique from Ilgain's part 1. So basically I just want to get it up here. I want to switch over to signs, switch over to this. You can see it's in purple and it's back up there where before it would disappear. Now you want to hit just X and then left on the D-pad, but the timing's a little tighter, so you want to hit X to where it's almost ready to place, then hit left. So this one actually takes me 20 tries now sometimes. So I'm definitely a little rusty with this, but I'll show you it works here. So there, it took me a couple tries, but you can see it's just X, then left, just like it was before. Like I said, a little rusty. Seems like it takes a little bit more time, but you know, and you can still use that technique, put down your medium ramps, large ramps, put your green containers, different things like that. So all the old techniques hold up. You can even do drop and drag still too. Hope you guys enjoyed the new dynamic props. I'm totally excited about being able to create races in the military base and in the airport. That is just awesome. I thank Rockstar so much. I'm going to be doing another tutorial and hopefully putting that out today too, along with this race one. And it's going to cover how to do the spawn points, start points, put the vehicles all back up on the platforms, and different what's new, what's different with the capture and the team or last team standing and the deathmatch creator. So if any of you guys are a fan of creating those types of categories, go ahead and check that out. If you or feel free to check that out. Once again, I thank you guys for liking, subscribing, sharing. You guys are awesome. You guys rock. I'm just loving this new ill-gotten gains too. There's just so many possibilities. So I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye.